If you're looking at joining a team and they don't have lead generation in place, just go find another team. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Whissel Way podcast. My name is Kyle Whissel.
I am Bryan Coachy.
And our goal with the podcast is to give you the information, the strategy, the tactics, the techniques that you need to go out there and crush it in your business, whether that be real estate, mortgage, or any business out there. We want to give you everything you need to be the best. So, Bryan, we always like to answer a question on the podcast.
Yes.
What is the question we're going to answer today?
So this one we're going a little bit more real estate specific. We get questions all the time about team building, growing a team. I kind of want to flip the script on that a little bit, and instead of looking at building your own team, I want to kind of focus on those people that are either just starting or need a little bit more structure in their business, and kind of what to consider when joining a team or a brokerage.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to give, obviously, you've started your brokerage we started a brokerage, did that for 9 or 10 years, then you decided to join a brokerage. Obviously, you've built a team. I kind of want you to explain why or what made you look at what things were attractive to you in your brokerage, and also what you've done with your team that makes it attractive to our agents joining us.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of layer this a little bit. So first and foremost, if you're new to the industry, you're trying to decide where do you start, you need to start on a team. Do not try to do this alone.
Why?
There is a 90-ish% failure rate in this industry, and I
87.
believe the primary reason for that is people try to do this alone. This is a very, very difficult industry. It seems so easy, right? You watch it on TV, it's like, oh, I show people 3 houses, they pick one, they buy it, and we celebrate with some champagne and all is done. But there are so many different things that happen along the way that for you to understand how to do all of these things from day one is damn near impossible. For example, to be a good agent, you've got to know how to generate leads. You've got to know how to turn leads into appointments. So that requires knowing what to say over the phone to those leads. Then you've got to show up to the appointments. You've got to know what to say at the appointment to get somebody from an appointment to actually signing a contract to work with you. Then once they sign a contract to work with you, your job's not done. Now you've got to make sure that that contract closes. So you got to deal with things like inspections and appraisals and disclosures and loans and contingencies and all of these things that come up. There's so many things that you need to know. Trying to know all of that on your own is so freaking hard to do. So the beauty is when you start on a team is they already have an assembly line in place. A lot of times they're taking care of the lead generation.
So some teams do, some teams don't.
If you're looking at joining a team and they don't have lead generation in place, just go find another team. That's one of the number one reasons you join a team is that the lead generation is in place for you. A lot of people try to do the lead gen on their own. They don't have the tools in place. They don't have the scripts, the systems, or anything. They don't convert any of the leads. They lose all their money. They're out of the industry. But when you start on a team, more often than not, the team leader is going to have the systems in place for you. They're going to do the lead generation for you. They're going to have the scripts for you. They're going to have a lot of this stuff in place. You don't have to come up with it on your own. That's a huge reason why. And the big thing is you're going to make a little bit lower commission. Yes, freaking deal with it, okay? You're actually going to make money because if you're not on a team, you're not going to sell anything. You're not going to make any money. Better to make a little bit of money and learn a lot than make no money and learn nothing. So join a team and learn on somebody else's dime. Yeah, you're going to make maybe a 50-50 split or something along those lines. That's okay. At least you're going to make 50% of something. It's a lot better than 100% of nothing. So learn on somebody else's dime. I would recommend anybody brand new, a minimum of a year. Realistically, I think 2 years is what I would recommend to somebody who's looking to get into real estate. Start on a team because then you actually get to see what it's like to do transactions. And this is just like a lot of other things out there. Like you could read about riding a bike, but until you actually get on a bike, you have no idea what to do. This is the same thing. You've got to actually go out there and do it. And the best way is to join a team that's doing a high volume of transactions because they're going to plug you in to the systems and the structure and everything they have in place. You're going to hit the ground running. You're going to get a lot of transactions done. And that experience is what's going to take you to higher levels throughout your career.
Okay, so now we understand why we need to join a team.
Yes.
When you're looking at a team, number one, you want to make sure they do lead generation for you.
It's really the 3 things that the Whissel Way is founded on, which is systems, structure, and support. So if you're looking at joining a team and they don't have those 3 things in place, I would be concerned.
So what does that look like? An onboarding process?
Yes.
Okay.
So systems, what kind of CRM do you use? Do you use something amazing like a Boomtown or a Commissions Inc. or a KV Core? What do you have in place for that? How do you process leads when they come in? Do you have a system that we follow? All of that type of stuff is kind of the systems. The structure. Who do I go to for what? What's everybody's role on the team? What's my role on the team? What does he do? What does she do? What does everybody do? Is there structure in place? And is there a plan for me to follow? And then the support. When shit hits the fan and I have a question, who do I talk to? And how do I talk to them? And how quickly are they going to respond to me? So I would ask if I'm going out there interviewing teams to join, tell me about your systems, your structure, and your support. Those would be the 3 most important things I'd key in on. And if you're looking at joining a team, they don't have those 3 in place, find another team.
How do you find a team? So I'm a brand new agent. I just got my license. I'm not really. This is the theoretical. What do I do? Go to Google and do real estate teams?
What I would do, really 2 places to check. One, go to realtrends.com, pull up the America's Best rankings, and that will show you all the top teams in your area. And I would interview the top 5 teams in my area. I would shoot for the top. That's the way that I roll. When I'm masterminding with people, I want to be with the top 5 teams in the country. If you're looking to join a team, you should want to join one of the top 5 teams in your city. Always try to surround yourself with the best, right? They say you're most like the 5 people you spend the most time with in your life. So get around 5 very, very smart people that are at a level that you want to get to or surpass at some point. So pull up that Real Trends list for America's Best, or just go on Zillow and see who has the most sales in the area that you want to be focused in, because that's the team that you want to be a part of. You want to be on a high volume team because they're the ones, you can't be high volume if you don't have system support and structure in place. So go interview the top 3, the top 5 teams in your area, see who's the best fit for you, and see who's the best fit culturally. Some teams are very, very tech heavy and do a lot of online lead generation. Other teams are very phone-based, very prospecting heavy, expireds, canceleds, FSBOs, stuff like that. So figure out which team aligns with you and your values. Cool. So that's a lot of the team stuff. I know the other part of the question is the brokerage stuff.
So you had your own brokerage for 9 or 10 years.
Correct.
Hopefully I'm allowed to say this because I'm going to go through it. You looked at, I know you're a curious guy, and so you said, okay, if I were to sell it, because people create a brokerage because they want to sell it and get a payday at the end, correct?
Right. There's a rainbow, and there should be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow.
And so you did some investigating, you looked through some things, and you found, and I don't want to go through it, I think that's a whole different podcast, but you found that the payout at the end wasn't as attractive as you originally thought it should be.
Correct.
And so then you said, okay, how can I continue to support my team? How can I continue to grow? How can I continue to look forward without or by myself, right? And so you looked at a couple different brokerages.
Correct.
So if someone is in an area like yourself that they have their own independent brokerage or a team and they want to join a brokerage, what are some of the main things that they should look for? Or what are the main things that you looked for?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is I never saw alignment with brokerages versus what am I paying in versus what am I getting out. I always felt like there was a lot of misalignment, that I was paying a ton of money into a brokerage and I was getting very little back out of it, which is why I never joined a brokerage, right? I started them out and I was like, screw that. I'm not going to give these guys all this money because they're not going to do anything for me. So I never saw alignment before. After going down the path, we had 3 of the biggest brands in our industry approach us about purchasing us. And once I realized that the value that I had in my head of what my company was worth versus what it was actually worth, I realized that this was never going to get to where I wanted to go on the path that I was going. And then I needed to, pull an audible and do something different. And so I looked at all of the brokerages out there. And for the first time ever, I finally saw something where there was actually, there was a misalignment, but now it was a misalignment in my favor. Because most of these brokerages, you're paying franchise fees or royalty fees or resource fees or whatever bullshit fee they call it. There's always some fee off the top, some royalty. Some of them are, a few $1,000s a year. Some of them are a percentage off every transaction until the day you die. You're paying all this money, and what are you getting for that? Rarely did you ever get anything for it other than a brand. And the thing that I think everybody needs to be focused on is you are the brand. Nobody works with you because you're with Remax or Coldwell Banker or whatever. If there are the number of people that care about that, it's so minute that you would be blown away. Like when we made our move over, we ultimately moved over to EXP, and between Dan Beer, Mary Maloney, myself, Kurt Wanabo, between the four of us, we transferred over something like 200 listings from our previous brokerages to EXP. Not one client even questioned it. Why did none of the clients question it? Because they didn't care about the brokerage that we were at. They cared about us. As long as they were still working with us, they were happy. It didn't matter. And so that was just further testament to the fact that the brand that you're with doesn't matter. You are the brand. And so when you're going out there looking at brokerages, don't get sold on a brand.
Okay.
That just doesn't happen today. The brand now is what happens when somebody types in San Diego homes for sale online. What's going to pull up? When they type in realtor reviews in San Diego, who's going to pull up? That's the brand now. It's not going to be Coldwell Banker or Remax that's going to pull up when you type in realtor reviews. It's going to be the local realtor who sells the most homes, because the local realtor is the brand, and that should be you.
Okay.
So now we've clarified brand doesn't matter. Now, what is the company going to do for me? What are they going to provide to me that's going to help me grow? Because if you're joining a company purely for brand, we just talked, that's a huge waste. So the company that we joined, EXP, what we looked at is, one, they provided a lot of amazing systems for us. So they provided us with KV Core, one of the best CRMs out there in the industry. This is our website. This is the IDX search on our website. It's the CRM on the back end, how we manage our leads. We know who to call, why to call them, where we log everything, bulk email, bulk text, landing pages, squeeze pages, all of that. That system, if you were to go and buy that individually, you'd spend $800 a month. EXP is giving every agent that. And the beauty is it's not a system that they own, which I think is very important. If you go to join a brokerage and you're using their CRM that they own, well, guess what? That's what's called golden handcuffs. And if you ever leave that brokerage, you don't get to take that CRM with you. You now have to take all of your leads out of that CRM and import them into a new CRM. And then you leave that brokerage, you got to do it again and again. I love that EXP didn't design their own CRM. They just partnered with one of the best CRMs in the industry. So now if you're with EXP and you leave for whatever reason, you can keep KV Core. You're going to pay for it when you leave, but you get to keep it. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. So that's an $800 system. Then on the back end, they have one of the best task and transaction management systems, which is SkySlope. Our bid for SkySlope before going over was like $700+ a month.
Yeah, I'm
now
pretty sure
we get that for free.
Yeah, you looked into all of them. You go, okay, this is the one. I think you actually had Russell look through them all, and he said this one is amazing. And you said, cool, let's do it. And he told you the price, and you said, let's go with option 2.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I loved with EXP is that they're providing the tools that we need to be better, that we need to go out there and generate more leads, convert more leads, help more people, be more organized, be more systematic with everything that we do. So if you're going to a brokerage that's not providing tools like that, I would second guess if that's the right decision as well.
Okay, so you got tools, you got systems.
They've got amazing support. Yeah, they've got tons of support and training. So literally every single day, with our brokerage, there's 5 to 6 hours of training. And the beautiful thing is it's a cloud-based brokerage. So most of these companies, if you want to go to training, you got to go drive to the local office, or when somebody's in town speaking, you got to go drive up. Like we're in San Diego, I drove up to Orange County a few times to go see other people speak. The beautiful thing about a cloud-based brokerage is nobody has to leave their office. Nobody even has to leave their house to get training, because it's all done in the cloud. And so you're getting top-notch training on a daily basis, which I think is huge, especially if you are newer, you want to have that training.
Okay, so I don't want to make this an EXP pitch. It's getting there, but I just want to give people kind of the checklist of things they want. So the systems, the training, the tools.
Yes.
One more thing that they should be looking for when you're looking at any brokerage. What other is the last big one?
I mean, what else are they going to do for you? There's a lot of people that are going to a brokerage right now that's providing marketing budgets and marketing assistance, and a lot of people find that to be very valuable. I get that there's some attraction to that. If you're going to that brokerage, they'll make sure you understand you're on a short-term contract and the contract goes away. Just know that. I'm not going to say names. But something that was really nice about the move that we made was that our company is, one, it's a publicly traded company, and they give us stock in the company. So as we go out there and do our job, we're rewarded by getting stock in a publicly traded company, which is cool. One, because not only do I get that, but my agents get it. And two, most realtors have no nest egg. They literally plan to just work until they're 90 years old and die while they're doing an open house. So think about a brokerage that's going to do something for you long term. They're even adding healthcare. They just announced that last week. And then they have some opportunities. We help the company grow. They reward us with revenue share. So think about what are the other opportunities that your brokerage is opening up to you. Are they just helping you sell houses, or are they going to open up some additional opportunities that can benefit you and your family?
So look at the systems, look at the tools, look at the training, and look at the future.
Yes.
Right? So, and I know that was a big thing about, selling the brokerage versus going on. Okay, let's switch on to our widget of the week.
Yes. So, Whissel Widget of the week. The one that I want to talk about today is something that, it's funny because we try to be so like tech forward and always be like ahead of the curve and using cool, crazy technology to solve problems. So there's currently a problem that exists today in that Facebook Live and Instagram Live are amazing tools right now, and they get an unfair share of attention when you go live as opposed to recorded video. So we love shooting video, but there is not a tool or technology that exists today that allows you to go live on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously from one device.
There is.
From one device.
Okay.
Now, from one device. So, just through a little bit of research, we decided that there's got to be some sort of solution. And here's what it is. This beautiful little stick here from a company called Livestream Gear. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, you could see this. If you're listening, you can always go check out our YouTube channel. We'd love for you guys to subscribe to it on there. But this little device, it's basically a handle with 2 phone clamps on it. And the beautiful thing is you could just take your phone and your buddy's phone, clamp both phones in here side by side, and you could go Facebook Live and Instagram Live simultaneously, which is a beautiful thing because now you're getting the best of both worlds in Instagram Live and Facebook Live. No longer do you have to decide which one do I want to go on. You can go live on both at the same time. So we'll put a link in the show notes to this handy little device. We got it on Amazon. I don't know, it was like 10 or 20 bucks. But this is the solution. If you want to go Instagram Live, Facebook Live together, it's a stick with 2 phone holders on it. You put your 2 phones side by side, hit the live button on both, and you're off to the races. What do you got, Brian?
So mine is so before I say what it is a tool to allow me to use multiple microphones to input into my one input on my camera. So if you're trying to plug in a microphone to your camera, most all only have one input. So that means you can use one lav mic, one shotgun mic, but that doesn't work well when we're doing a vlog or if we're doing a meeting where you're talking but also everyone else is talking. So I have this Saramonic SR-AX100. It looks like this. So the cool thing about this is super nerdy, I know. But being the camera guy, I figured I have to do something in camera. It runs about $50. You can put one microphone into the left channel, put a microphone into the right channel, and then they'll both go into the camera as one. So that way, when you edit it, if you're on my right channel, I can take only your audio and I don't have to use the room audio and then switch it back and forth. The other cool thing about it is you can turn volume up and down on the device itself, which makes this better than just a normal splitter where you can't adjust the volume. So I like this a lot. This is how I'm using 2 Rode Wireless Go microphones into one camera, is I'm using something like this. So that's my Whissel Widget of the week.
I love it, guys. We'll link to both of those in the show notes down below so that you guys can grab these if you think they could benefit you and your business. Hopefully you guys got some value out of today. Again, if you're thinking about making a move on, or you're just getting in the industry, first, join a team. Second, if you're thinking about a brokerage, really look at what are they doing for you beyond the brand. That's the bottom line with what we talked about today. So I hope you guys got a ton of value out of it. If you enjoyed the podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel so you can hear all the fun episodes of the show that we are putting out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to The Whissel Way. And also, if you want to connect with us, thewhisselway.com. That'll link to the podcast, the YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, which is a great place to ask questions because the questions we ask here on the show are the questions that are asked there in that Facebook group, thewhisselway.com. Thanks for tuning in. Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.